Hey, it's Ed here. One of the problems we're running into with our company, Life Recovery Solutions, Life Recovery Solutions builds software applications for those who are struggling with addiction, mental illness, and other things that are happening in our world. And, it's difficult to get people to see the value behind what we're doing because they don't understand it. You're using technology to do what a therapist would normally do. And we're not giving any medical advice, but we're encouraging people through, motivational interviewing type techniques to actually help people understand what they're struggling with. Because, we're dealing with a 21st century problem. And, but we continue to fight this battle with 20th century techniques, sending people to therapy and rehab and counseling and white knuckling it and so on. And it's not working. The government has spent $2 trillion fighting the war on drugs. And what has it gotten us? Nothing. Every year we still have more people dying, more people using drugs and alcohol than ever. We went into Afghanistan and we burned all the poppy fields. And so what happened? Poppies is what is used to make heroin. And so what happened is we got fentanyl. Well, fentanyl is 100 times more powerful than heroin. And the smallest amount will kill you. And, unfortunately, it's being laced into everything from marijuana to cocaine to everything you can imagine. So people, not even knowing that they're injecting themselves with fentanyl are dying. And so why did that happen? Because we haven't addressed the why. We haven't addressed why people are addicted in the first place. We're trying to stop the supply. Well, as you can see by the evidence, we tried to stop the supply by burning all the poppy fields. Well, they just came up with a new drug, and it's coming in from Mexico. It's coming in from Taiwan and China. And unfortunately, it takes the smallest amount to get you high and kill you. So it's easy to smuggle into the country. You can smuggle it in your pockets, in your luggage. It's whether you believe it or not, people are smuggling it across the border. They smuggle it in airplanes and in cars and taped to their person. Coming through the airport. Los Angeles airport, New York airport. It's coming in every way possible. And so, we need to stop smuggling across the border, but we also need to address why people are using drugs and alcohol, because you block one route, they're going to find another way to get the drugs into the country. And what are we going to spend another $2 trillion before we finally wake up and start using different tools to tackle this epidemic? And it's an epidemic, and because people are dying, there's so many people infected with the disease of addiction, and whether you believe addiction is a disease or not really is immaterial. The problem is they're an addict, and we need to fix that. And until we come up with new technology, new ways of dealing with addiction, addressing the why, we're going to continue to see people die year after year. Right now, there's 197 people die every single day from drugs alone, from opiates. And, if there was a plane crash every single day, an airliner, a 727 or 737 crash every single day, you better believe that there would be some changes in what's happening. But that's exactly what we're seeing with addiction. And the problem is the stigma. Either you're ashamed of your being an addict, or you're ashamed that your relative is an addict. So nobody wants to acknowledge that the problem exists. And other people just want to blame people. You're weak. You don't want help. Well, many people want help, but they can't get it. We break it down like this. There's 20% of the people out there that are struggling with addiction who, no matter what you do, they're going to get help. You stand in their way, they're going to figure out to get help. Then there's 20% of the population out there that are addicted that no matter what you do, they're not going to get better. But there's 60% of those who are struggling that need help, that want help, don't know where to turn, can't find it, don't have the resources, don't have the money, and it's not available soon enough, quick enough, long enough. SAMHSA, the governing body for addiction and mental health, they say that only 11% of those who need help get the help that they need. 11%. So there's 40 million addicts in the United States, and 11% of those are getting help. And statistically, less than 20% of those actually stay clean and sober for a year. And they most rehab stop tracking it at 3 months. So we don't even know what the real number is. Many people have said to me recently that it's 4 or 5% of those who go through rehab actually stay clean and sober. And that's why it's a revolving door, and we need to stop that revolving door. Until we put the tools in the hands of those who need it the most, and those who are struggling to stay clean and sober, to change their behavior, their habits, to reshape their thinking, get rid of what I call the thug mentality. The thug mentality is that lying, cheating, stealing attitude that they developed to protect themselves during their addiction. Whether it was because they were on the street or because of the shame, lying to their parents, lying to their spouse, brothers and sisters. But it's their protective mechanism, and it's what we do as humans. It's the lizard brain. We want to protect ourselves, so we create things in our mind that we think are going to protect us. And as soon as we feel threatened, we react, and that's what's happening in the world today. So, and with our tool, Life Connect, we can actually put a tool in their hand that is going to help them stay clean and sober long term, because it's a behavior modification. And what I mean by that is it helps them change the habits. Until we help them change those habits, identify what's triggering them, they're going to continue to fail. And I was just working with a guy recently. He's 24 years old, been out of jail for 30 days. And he thought he had it nailed. He wasn't ever going to get high. Well, unfortunately, he stopped by the wrong house, talked to the wrong person. That person got high in front of him. Bam! Now he's high. Now he feels the shame, the wrath of his family, because he said he would never get high again. And so what does the family do? The family, should they kick him out? Should they help him again and again and again? It's a tough battle, and we need tools that we can keep these people focused on their recovery. And that's what we've done. We've built the tools that will help people do that. And that's our big struggle is, getting people to accept that, sitting in front of a counselor, once a week is enough. That's not enough. You need to fight this battle on its own terms, and it's a 21st century battle that we're fighting. We need 21st century tools. I call it the anti-Facebook. We've got people on Facebook that are bullying each other. Well, we need a support mechanism that is not going to judge people. They're not going to shame people, and that's exactly what our tools do. So, hey, thanks for listening. Have a great day.